What's up, B2? Capital G here. Got some awesome Photon Galaxy duels for you guys to check out, showing off some of the new cards from the Duelist Pack 20 and what you can do, man. Kaita would be so proud. I actually think that I somewhat underrated these cards, especially Photon Vanisher, which you see in the opening hand here. This card is really good because, first off, it doesn't eat up your normal summon. It is a special summon as long as you have a Galaxy or a Photon monster on board. You can throw it down, and then it's kind of like an easy +1. It's got decent stats, although it can't really attack in the same turn that you summon and search, so not that big of a deal. You're really supposed to use it with the new Starliege Photon Blast Dragon. This card will be shown off a little more in the second duel. If you have the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you can do some work with this card. Other than that, I'd probably stay away with it. If you're wondering why Galaxy Cyclone is played, it's because the Photon Lord, the rank 8, can actually search it, and you can't do that with something like Cosmic Cyclone or Twin Twister. So while those cards are just, overall better, this card is actually searchable in this archetype. And I always gotta show love for Tachyon Transmigration. Counter trap that can be activated from the hand, gotta love it. So let's see what he's going to do. I believe he's going to open with that trade-in. So yeah, he's going to trade in the Galaxy Knight, get the Wizard, that's going to tribute itself. He's going to activate Galaxy Zero, that Premature Burial, then Expedition, and he goes into my favorite, man. I really think I'm becoming obsessed with Photon Galaxy as an archetype. Well, a couple of different archetypes, but you get what I mean. He goes into number 90, the Photon Lord, and the card is just, it's so good, man. Basically, like you see it right there, he's already got a plus off of it as he added Galaxy Zero to his hand. In addition to that, the card can't be destroyed by like card effects, and when the FA Navigator is going to activate, he just negates it. So basically it was a +2 that turn. Yes, it did take a couple of cards to make, but in general, a card that nets you 2 cards by way of getting cards off your opponent's side of the field and then replacing itself for free, pretty good. You can see he got rid of the FA Pit Stomp. Now, honestly, FA is a little bit of a hard counter against Galaxy Cyclone. Usually when this card's in the grave, you want to use its second effect to like blow up a Floodgate or, maybe like an ABC Hanger, a Trickstar Light Stage that's on the field. But against FA, their field spells kind of float, so you really don't want to pop them. He's going to go ahead and I believe that he just actually got another plus, so fair enough. I think he searched Photon Sanctuary. A lot of people use that for making like Link monsters. Hyperstar is pretty good. I believe that okay, so he just negated one of the cards, and he can't really seem to get over the Motorhome Transport, and that could actually be a problem. You see the Metaphos doing a little bit of work as he pops his own field spell. He replaces it. He is going to use another negation, but as long as his opponent can keep that Motorhome Transport on board, it's only a matter of time before he can actually run over Photon Lord, especially when he's using this Monster Reborn type effect of the Motorhome, because the damn thing is like level 11. So yeah, it's looking kind of bad for our Galaxy, but let's see how he's going to fight back, because he's gonna lose his he's losing number 90 this turn. So number 90 is gonna go bye-bye. It is banished as well, so that's definitely not good. But you can see dude has like a billion cards in his hand, so I feel pretty confident that he can actually make a comeback here. You saw that not only is he going to summon Vanish just off tokens, but he gets a plus as well. Now his opponent does have a Dark Law or Dark Law Microcosmos on the field, so he has to make sure what he sends to the graveyard is not like the worst. And this is what I love, man. You don't usually see Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. I still think this card is so good, and oh my goodness, it hard counters FA so badly because Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon negates all the effects during the battle phase, which means all of these cards, they don't have effects anymore. So FA specifically, they can't gain attack equivalent to their level. So actually they all go to 0 attack. Talk about getting fucked, man. So yeah, unfortunately he's gonna lose like everything, and actually he just outright loses the duel that turn. That was really unfortunate. I feel like Tachyon Dragon was a hard counter to his deck because all he had to do was go in the battle phase and he was going to be able to make all the FA monsters 0 attack, and at that point it's almost like you're attacking directly. This duel is against Metaphys. Still don't completely understand what the hell this deck does. To be honest, I try and stay away from uploading Metaphys duels because I just don't know. I know it just banishes stuff, and that's about it. You saw the trade-in. You saw him get the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and then trade it in. It's in the graveyard. The reason he wants it in the graveyard is because he can just summon it back during his opponent's turn by detaching material and trade and get some more cards. So as long as he can like keep these monsters on board, he should be fine. Now I think he might lose his Xyz right here to the to this one right here, the Metaphys Dimension, but it's okay because he still has the big dragon on on board, so it's not the end of the world. Another trade in for Light and Darkness Dragon Expedition. He now has a couple of level 8s on the field, but I think he wants to probably link summon first for Hyperstar. Yeah, now he's gonna go for a couple of Galaxy XC monsters. He's gonna pop a couple of cards. You don't usually see Cypher Blade summon, but he's going for it. And oh my goodness, look at the stats of these guys, including the Prime Photon Dragon. Is this the one from? I feel like that's the one from Photon Shockwave. That might be the cover card for that set. I'm pretty sure that it is. And damn, the duel is just wow. I barely even got to commentate. I totally forgot how quick that second duel actually was. But when you're dropping 2 rank 8s in a turn, and then both rank 8s are powered up by Hyperstar, he's actually getting what, another 1500 free damage on board. This deck is pretty damn explosive. I think when all of these cards get added to Dueling Book, I'm probably gonna start playing this deck a lot more. I don't know, it's just something that's like really intriguing about it. I'm sure that there might be a couple of people who are interested, so let me just pause for like 2 seconds and show you guys what the deck looks like. Okay, so this is what the deck looks like on paper, and I like it. It's actually very similar to some of the other past Galaxy builds that I've shown off. I mean, really, you're just adding 3 cards to your main deck, the Photon Vanisher, and then 1 card to your extra deck, the Starliege Photon Dragon, and everything else is pretty much standard. I mean, there's going to be a couple of tech cards in here, but even something like Light and Darkness Dragon, I don't even really consider this tech anymore in these like Galaxy decks, because I mean, you're always going to be running 3 trade-in just because of like all these level 8s that you're running. So Galaxy or Light and Darkness Dragon fits in perfectly with trade-in. And in addition to that, you always have like fodder with your Photon Sanctuary. You activate this card, you get 2 defense position monsters on the field. You can distribute those to summon Light and Darkness Dragon, or you can also use these to set up for a summon of Photon Vanisher, which is really nice because again, it never actually eats up your normal summon. Light and Darkness Dragon, in my opinion, just fits in really nicely. I think that 1 copy of Cosmic, or not Cosmic, I always get that, I always say Cosmic Cyclone. 1 copy of Galaxy Cyclone is probably right, mainly because you can't actually activate this card unless your opponent has a face down card. Now, if you can somehow get it into the graveyard, if it gets discarded from your hand or something like that, you can of course activate it from the graveyard to pop a Pendulum Scale or something like that. But especially considering it's searchable, I don't really think that you need more than 1 of it. I do like multiple copies, in fact, just straight up maxed out, of Tachyon Transmigration, because this is basically an Infernity barrier for the deck, and it's a really good one that can be activated from the hand as long as you happen to have a Galaxy monster on the field. So it's just a really good card, and I think that the deck looks pretty good. Well, no, you have to have a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, excuse me, to activate it from your hand, but to activate it on the field, all you need is a Galaxy Eyes monster, and there's a lot of Galaxy Eyes monsters, especially all of these extra deck cards. So just a really nice deck, and one that when we get these cards on Dueling Book, I'll probably be playing around with a lot more.